All right, now we have to find the equation of the line that passes through 2 points. And then in this case, compared to example 4, we do not have the slope. The slope is not given to us in the problem. But so notice that the slope-intercept form, both the slope-intercept form and the point-slope form, we need slope in order to find the formula or the function. And so, anyways, we need to calculate slope. We know to calculate slope if we're given 2 points. So we have 2 points here. We know the slope based on what we discussed before, and I'll do it down here. Slope is m equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. And we have, this is x1, this is, not x, y1. This is x2, this is y2. Okay, so we can substitute into the slope formula, and we have y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that's negative 2. That's equal to negative 5 divided by 4. Negative 5/4. And that cannot be simplified, so we're going to leave that as negative 5/4. So we have the slope. Negative 5/4 is our slope. And so at this point, we want to use one of these forms. What is most convenient here? Well, we have the slope-intercept form is most convenient if we actually have the y-intercept. We do not have the y-intercept. There's no y-intercept given to us. We have 2 points, but neither one is a y-intercept. So we want to use the point-slope form. We have the slope, and we have 2 different points. So we could actually choose either one of these points. Since we have x1 and y1, I'm just the fact that I've labeled it like this. This is x1 and this is y1. We could use x2 and y2 in place of x1 and y1. That's okay. It just has to pass through the line, and as you can see, that's how it's defined. And so we're going to use this point right here at this point, and we'll substitute it into the point-slope form. And at this point, it's pretty much identical to example 4 in how we solve this and find the equation. And then we subtract y1. So in this case, y1 is 4. And that equals m. We solved m, negative 5/4, our slope, x minus negative 2. All right, we can simplify. Y minus 4 equals, now the negative and negative become positive, and so negative 5/4 x plus 2, and we can distribute the negative 5/4 through the parentheses, and that gives us y minus 4 still on the left side. That gives us negative 5/4 x minus, and now negative 5/4 times 2 is just negative 5/2. Just to show that, to understand where I got that, negative 5/4, and then times 2 is the same thing as times 2 over 1. And we can simplify this to negative 5 times 1, negative 5 over 2 times 1 is 2, negative 5/2. Okay, so at this point, we just need to add the 4 to both sides of the equation. And we get y equals negative 5/4 x. And then negative 5/2 plus 4. We need a common denominator. So notice that plus 4 is the same thing as plus 8/2. And so just a quick substitute there. Put 8/2 instead of 4. And we have negative 5/2 plus 8/2 is 3/2, so plus 3/2. All right, so we are now, our final solution is now in the slope-intercept form. Like before, like I did in the previous video, I'll just explain this. This is their slope. We already know that's their slope, -5/4. To find here is their slope, slope m. But our plus b is our y-intercept, and that's 0b. So our y-intercept, it's not part of the problem, I just want to point this out, is the point 0, 3/2. All right, so we found the equation. Let me know if you have any concerns. I'll be more than happy to help.